Well, good afternoon again. I hope you're okay. Stay safe. Keep well. And this weather's lovely, isn't it? This is just what we want. Anyhow, this is here one is by Liz Harmon. This is a little letter that was being sent to from Aunt Sarah. Dear all, I thought it was time once again to put pen to paper and leave you all know how we're doing down here. Did you know that we've had a lovely revival up to chapel? We've been singing all the handsome Sankey and Moody hymns every night, and some of the preaching have been bram uplifting. Mind you, one or two have been a bit long-winded. In fact, one of them, I won't mention no names, mind, went on so long that I was getting cramp in my leg from sitting on the hard pews. He told us that he got to be like candles and shine out in the world. Well, he'd been preaching for nearly an hour, repeating himself over and over again, till Uncle Job got up, couldn't contain himself no longer, and shouted out, if you were a candle shining out in the world, then it's time you were snuffed out. Well, he left the pulpit in a brawl off, and haven't been back since. You'll be glad to know the dear child have passed all her exams, I told Mr. Jones. You know, that's the old gentleman that I had to do for 3 hours a week. I said to him, I don't know who she turns after, 'cause neither her ma nor da are much scholars. He said a very funny thing to me. Well, you know, it's all in her makeup. It's all to do with her genes. I've been puzzling my brain ever since. Well, the dear child isn't old enough to use mascara and lipstick and such. And as for genes, well, there isn't none in our family. Plenty of Besses and Marthas and Sarahs, but no genes. I got landed for one of their newfangled coffee mornings the other day. You know, you go to the other people's houses and drink their coffee and pay so much. Then they give the money to charity. Well, that's all good. So now it's my turn. We all agreed that we would only serve very light refreshments, so I made a get shate of heavy cake. I was a bit concerned about the coffee, as me and Uncle Fred only drink tea. I thought I'd be neighbourly and asking Mrs. from next door, even though I can't bite her. She'd make me sick. She's always bragging about what she got. She said to me, all high and mighty, like, 'cause she'd a fancy herself, I suppose you'll be serving real coffee. I've got a large percolator you could borrow. I thought, yes, I know you would. It'd match the rest of me. So I said very civil like, of course I'm serving real coffee. And I've got everything under control, thank you very much. Then I went straight out to the co-op and bought a bottle of camp coffee. Come to find out on the day, everybody was dry as goals and wanted tea. Now I've got a bottle of camp coffee on the shelf going to waste. It was Granny Liz's 90th birthday last Sunday. The daughters asked everyone in to have a drop of tea with her. They'd done some handsome spread. The table was groaning. The minister from the chapel came in to wish her happy birthday, but she made the poor old woman look some foolish. I believe she'd done it on purpose, 'cause she do like to stir things up sometimes. You see, they made a few bottles of ginger wine to drink her health, and just as the minister was raising his glass of wine to his lips, she said, I hope that isn't the wine that the mouse got drowned in when it was fermenting in the crock. Then to make matters worse, she went on, you should have seen it. There he was floating on his back, his little belly all blowed up like a barrel. I will say, though, that the parson was a hero. He clunked down every drop in his glass, but he looked rather pale afterwards. Ellen, the little maid from across the street, brought back a present from her holidays for her cat Fluff. She'd think the world of Fluff. It was a toy mouse filled with stuff called catnip. Ellen said that would make her lively and frisky. And frisky is the word. I never seen nothing like it. There was our Fluff, who hadn't twitched a whisker at a time for over 5 years, rolling around and looking to go out at night. Uncle Alfred was very impressed, but when he said, do you think that here catnip would do any good for humans? I decided it was time to fire the mouse out. I can't have Uncle Alfred getting any ideas at his time of life. We've got to think of his blood pressure. Now, my handsomes, I must bring this letter to a close. Uncle Alfred to send his kind regards. Give the baby a kiss from both of us. Let's hear a little poem now by David Prowse. You can't win 'em all. I got our lottery tickets, Jan prodded at the fire and pointed to the mantelpiece above. Here, Ada, have you thought of what we'll do if we should win? The world will be our oyster then, my love. We'd have a bigger house, she said, or a bungalow perhaps, with cupboard space and an extra room or two. Oh, I shan't want to move, he said. I'm too long in the tooth for settling down with strangers somewhere new. An extra room is extra, 'cause for visitors to come, to stay and eat out of house and home. Well, what about a car, she asked. Then you could learn to drive and wash 'em down and polish up the chrome. And take you down the shops, I expect, he snorted at the thought, and build a garage where I got my shed. Why, I'd be up and down the road a dozen times a day, with a chauffeur's cap perched upon my head. Jan, you're some hard to please, she said. What about a holiday? Why, you and me ain't never been abroad. Abroad is full of old foreigners with garlic on their breath, or driving on the wrong side of the road. Well, I know something you'd enjoy, poor Ada clutched at straws. I bet you like a video machine. The telly's full of tripe, he said. Who needs a box of tricks? To catch up on the tripe you haven't seen. If you won't spend the money, I will. Now she'd had enough. New units in the kitchen for a start, and everything redecorated, mended or replaced. I'll make this house a living work of art. And perhaps I'll have a male au pair, Italian or a Greek, to scrub the floors and wash the pots and pans, and making the beds and over up and treat me like a queen, so I shan't need to soil my hands. Here, where you going to now? She called as Jan replaced his cap, and quickly made a beeline for the door. No need to get so jealous. Who's jealous? He replied. I'm off to get a dozen tickets more. Thank you very much.